Before we get started, if you'd like to know your life path, soul urge, and destiny numbers, click the link in my description below. People of Life Path Number 1 Characteristics Overview. According to the esoteric doctrine, life path number 1 is the number of creation, and the original source of all energy. This number represents the beginning, the root cause of all things. Starting numerological scale 1 gives strength of character and individuality inherent in leaders. Holders of this vibration realize the most daring ideas, thus paving the way for others. They constantly seek to improve working methods. This is a natural leader. They want to leave a distinctive mark and stand out from the crowd. Positive of ones is a person who creates, helping others do it, give them the courage and the will to act. However, it does not tolerate any power or domination over himself, his calling, to give orders, and not to be obedient and obey. The life path number 1 have a creative individual. They are independent, dynamic and have a brilliant mind, sometimes brilliant, but always controversial. Their dynamism and creative attitude towards life leads to the fact that these people do something unusual in life, forever on the move. Ones spend time traveling, visiting places where they were not, or building plans. And even if their body is temporarily without movement, the mind remains active, ideas replace one another, and boredom for them does not exist. Moreover, they possess the qualities necessary to carry out their plans, the most original way, useful to them and to others. Life path number 1 is always brave, banal, extroverted and enthusiastic, proud of themselves and their accomplishments. She is aware that stands above mediocrity, feels that stands out among the others, which gives it a special satisfaction. It tends to command and lead others. Most often, it manages to, so we will find the ones of a lot of powerful and influential people. People under the influence of this number, energetic and positive attitude to life. They radiate confidence and have a great gift of persuasion, bordering with charisma, divinely inspired, making it easy to have an impact on others. This clean one does not know the inferiority complex. If it does not feel perfect, then at least feels like a remarkable person. Thanks to self-control, which recalls at every opportunity, has a good impression on others and is famous man worthy of trust. However, its arrogance and desire to dominate others is the cause of many misunderstandings and attacks by people who refuse to arrogance and hubris. Life is full of many items of risk. They often are on the brink, but never lose hope that at the last moment, someone or something will come out of the predicament. Despite his age, the young soul of life path number 1 air intense and full adventurous life, which is not destined for people timid or just more reasonable. Ones are unwilling familiar beaten paths. They prefer to find their own way. Forced to eke out an ordinary and monotonous existence, they fall into despair and frustration, feeling deeply unhappy. Carriers of this vibration, individualists, people are stubborn and self-centered. They have their own, very specific worldview and are difficult to any interference. They cannot stand when interfered in their lives when they accede to their projects. They know how to defend their beliefs, and how leaders are intolerant of any objections. Almost always they are characterized by skill and inherent qualities that allow to overcome all obstacles and achieve what they want. They're not one of those who lose, besides, they have ambitions. Life path number 1 are able to respond and act quickly and with imagination. Their intrinsic alertness and innate ingenuity enable them when it is for them is very important, very convincing and eloquent. These people professed and practice the principle of live and let live and try not to interfere in the affairs of others. 1, as we have noted, different extroverted character, but in his personal life, on the contrary, very often resemble introvert. They live in their own world, and the opinion of those around them do not care. Even if they sometimes criticize others, they rarely vindictive or descend to gossip. For the most part, these people are honorable, honest and direct. Moreover, they differ a great sense of humor. They always know how to respond quickly and cleverly. Therefore, despite a certain toughness in dealing with people, and sometimes brutal honesty, they are easy to find true and loyal friends. The friendship they differ loyalty, generosity and capacity for self-sacrifice. However, here they tend to put others down. This tendency often turns them into real dictators. As enemies, they are irreconcilable. If their numerological square no mitigating vibrations, they vindictive and sometimes treacherous. If they are attacked, they become sarcastic, malevolent and venomous. They instinctively guess the weakness of the enemy and can destroy it in one word. Despite the fact that the one are often not considered to be with other people feelings, they are usually very vulnerable. Despite any outward appearance, they want to win the acceptance of others and cannot tolerate criticism, which can easily injure them. These qualities are treated as unworthy character weaknesses and all costs try to hide them from others and even from ourselves. Communication with the one as a child or adolescent must always be based on logic, common sense and the ability to speak with him as an adult. Thus it is possible to achieve the greatest educational effect. Life path number 1 from childhood not stand overbearing and domineering attitude towards themselves and always will to resist, and, therefore, attempts to subdue them by force will only lead to rebellion, aggression and resistance. If the ones in the positive use of their great energy, creativity, determination and originality, they can achieve any goals. However, the same character traits, as used for evil, are deficiencies that could bring bad luck to them and to others. So far we have talked about the positive aspects of life path number 1. But we should not forget that the vibration ones, as well as all other numbers can act as a positive and a negative sense. The negative impact of this vibration means no decisiveness in action, self-confidence, as well as laziness or excessive conservatism. The negative aspect of this vibration is also seen in these traits, such as intolerance, selfishness, cynicism, aggression, desire to subjugate others, come what may. In addition, the complete inability to recognize their own mistakes, as well as the desire for unrestricted freedom lead to the fact that the life path number 1 are often difficult to adapt to the standard norms. Therefore, these ones are often anarchists. They are arrogant and haughty, unscrupulous, if they can provide them to pursue their own goals and implementation plans. As we mentioned, a very important role in the life ones is their ambition. But they should be careful because wrong understanding can turn people into units that are not considered with others, selfish, who did not hesitate to sweep away all that stands in their way. Life path number 1 career and business. People of this vibration gifted a live, brilliant mind and great ingenuity. But in spite of their creativity, they reach the highest success as directors, officers or managers. Enormous dynamism, ability to plan and implement our plans to facilitate their access to higher level positions. Sure, they get the most satisfaction working for themselves or taking the position that allows them to operate with maximum freedom. Generally, they go through life, imposing their own thoughts and environment conditions of the game. As individuals they are very sure of themselves, do they want to fight for the achievement of the desired goals without recourse to the other. Enthusiasm, energy and imagination can bring them success in the business world that values initiative, intuition, ambitious and far-reaching plans, and the ability to make quick decisions and manage large enterprises. Their heads are always full of bold ideas, and their infectious enthusiasm is the reason that others believe that for these people there is nothing impossible. If they wish to devote himself to medicine, they have to specialize in surgery, because thanks to the accurate diagnosis and confident actions, have a chance to advance in this sphere. They can also be good neurologists and psychiatrists, because they have a deep intuition, insight, and knowledge of human nature. In the art world it is closest theater, music, radio, and photography. They can be brilliant journalist, author of comics and cartoonists. They can also become famous in the world of fashion and advertising, and their imagination and originality are here to good use. Many famous inventors born life path number 1 or had a large number of ones in their numerological square, taking into account the tendency of ones of adventure and risk. They are excellent pilots, parachutists, travelers, guides and interpreters, geographers and meteorologists. They also manifest themselves as architects, engineers and designers implement large and challenging projects. Determination, a deep and penetrating mind, typical 1, foster research. All unions and all other forms of cooperation would not help people with this vibration, except in their numerological square will be the number of vibrations that enhance the ability of teamwork. Life path number 1 has naturalness in expressing feelings, charm, sharp and original mind, typical character of life path number 1, foster work that requires regular contact with people. Thanks to the enthusiasm and the ability to easily implement the most daring ideas, ones may manifest itself as a plant manager, inspector, as authorized representatives of large enterprises. As managers are responsible and hardworking, despite the fact that may be in conflict with coworkers or bosses because of their sharpness and lack of tact, impatience and stubbornness and an inability to listen to the opinions of others. In the role of chiefs, ones with a strong personality and a creative mind, have a positive impact on their employees. They admire them, and wounded, but often bewildered by sudden changes of mood, and a sharp transition from marginal to the requirements of goodwill, bordering mockery. Almost always very difficult to work with the no. 1. Keep up with him, understand him, to please him, that's a challenge for his subordinates. If life has forced one engages or monotonous routine work, for it will be helpful in your free time to devote themselves to something that would manifest his rich imagination, creative and artistic abilities. Such a person might, for example, to create and lead an amateur theater group, to work with Kokoinabit newspaper, etc. The most important thing that this activity was quite exciting to offset the boredom and the lack of incentives in everyday life. Only in this way can save one's mental balance, peace of mind and physical health. Life path number 1: financial aspects and money. People with this vibration have all the data in order to succeed and make a fortune, with the condition that will be able to overcome their propensity to take risks and act more prudently. One has an exceptional talent for making money. But this talent is manifested in everything they undertake. If they are temporarily not have the money, they charge on credit, usually in order to live beyond their means, or engage in any dubious, not fully deliberate deal, which also takes place even when they are in a good financial situation. Courage, determination and strength of character, which facilitate their path to success, can lead to the fact that if they do not appear to numerological square constraints, they can just as easily lose everything. Taking into account the fact that the life path 1 of love live in abundance and luxury, they should be warned that they will not be able to keep what they got, and they cannot avoid financial losses if they do not cease to indulge their whims, will gain no sense of proportion. They need to find common sense and follow the principle of the golden mean. People of life path number 1 in partnership and loved ones, people are deeply sensitive, impulsive and passionate. They easily wins the hearts of the opposite sex, for which they should be grateful to their exceptional charm and gift of persuasion. In love, as in other areas of life, they are voracious and power-hungry, and the more they are someone they love and affection for the man, the more eager to subjugate it. They are very variable, the finest, deepest affection may immediately replaced by dryness and even rude. Mostly gentle and tolerant, they become cold and distant, when on the way there are problems or difficulties. Happiness and understanding they will find with the owner's vibrations of life number 2 or 6, as well as number 3 and 4, if they can overcome some of its shortcomings, such as ambition and excessive criticism. They can also be happy with life path 5 and life path 7, in spite of the fact that the vibrations are not too harmonious. But at the same time, they should strongly avoid links with 8 and 9, as well as with people of the same vibration, then a 1. In the latter case, do not avoid the constant struggle between two equally strong characters. Children born under the influence of vibration usually rebel against parental authority, protest, if that power is authoritarian. However, they, as parents, children subconsciously trying to impose its will. Despite these tendencies, they firmly believe that their relationship with the children of their own based on mutual understanding and mutual respect. Additional facts about one's mission in life of people with this vibration is not only the ability to fend for themselves and develop their individual qualities. This is also the need to inspire others and lead people, infecting them with their enthusiasm and encouraging people to work. One's by example to teach others that there is no impossible things, there are no impossibilities, and through hard and patient work, you can achieve anything you want.